Welcome, everybody. Nice to see you guys this morning. Lucky number 7 in numbers today. That's a good show. Do we have any special requests this morning before we get started? Nothing special? All right, let's start in goddess pose to begin. So you're going to lie down on your back, bring the soles of your feet together, heels towards the body. Arms can be to a T, cactus, diamond, or right grabbing around the elbows with the fingertips, your choice. Take a moment to just relax and be still. Release and let go. Closing the eyes. Just letting gravity pull those knees down towards the ground. Beginning to deepen and lengthen your breath. Doing your best to allow for a full expansion of your lungs as you breathe in. And then working to empty the lungs completely as you breathe out. Just coming into that 3-part full yogic breath. You're very familiar with it. Letting go of the morning. Letting go of the rest of the weekend that's already passed by. Preparing yourself mentally for the task at hand. You're here for this practice, so allow yourself to be fully present, fully engaged, fully aware. Moving mindfully, safely. On your next inhale, just let your knees slowly float up. Slide the heels as close to you as you can, and then walk your feet as wide as your mat is wide. Let your knees fall into center. Take a deep breath in, and on your exhale, allow both knees to melt to the right as you turn your head to the left. Just allowing that right knee to melt down towards the ground. Feeling gravity pulling that left knee all the way over to the right as far as it'll go. Both shoulders are heavy on the ground. And on your next inhale, let your head and your knees drift back to center as you exhale. Switch sides, knees to the left, head turns slowly to the right. Rolling onto the inner edge of your right foot and the outer edge of your left. Waiting for the inhale to come, head and knees return to center, bringing the arms down to your sides now. Walk your feet towards one another, stopping when they get to hip distance, sliding your heels as close to the buttocks as you can get them. Tucking the tailbone, flattening that low back towards your yoga mat, and on an inhale, let your hips rise towards the ceiling. As you exhale, slowly lower them back towards the earth. Inhaling and the hips rise. And exhale, lowering down slowly with control, moving with your breath now through a few rounds of bridge. Lifting up as you inhale, lowering slowly down as you exhale. The next time you inhale and lift the hips up, hold at the top and see if you can just walk your hands a little closer together, squeezing your shoulder blades closer together. Keep pressing the palms down, the arms down, the shoulders down. Press firmly down through the inside edges of your feet. Breathe deeply. Chest pressing towards the chin here. Good. The next time you inhale, come high up on the toes, take the arms out to a T, and as you exhale, lower down one vertebra at a time. Palms pressing into your yoga mat. Inhale, draw your knees into your chest. Palms pressing into the floor. Keeping the arms out to a T, take a deep breath in. Let your legs come over to the right as your head turns to the left, but try to hold those legs just off the ground. Don't let the feet touch down. Press down through that left shoulder, the length of both your arms, and on an inhale, head and knees return to center. Take the legs to the left now, head to the right, hover them. Press down through that right arm. Keep flexing your feet. Keep those legs lifted away from the ground. Inhale to center. And now we move, legs right, head left. Inhale, come up. And then legs to the left, head to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale, legs over to the right, head to the left. Inhale, slowly return. Legs to the left, head to the right. Inhale, back to center. Bring your arms like railings right in tight to the sides and send the soles of your feet up towards the ceiling above you. If you need a little bit more support for your low back, slide the arms ever so slightly underneath the edges of those hips. Press down through the palms, elbows and shoulders. Try to keep those arms straight. Point your toes, flex your feet, point and flex, point and flex, and hold, and breathe. Take a deep breath in, press up through the heels. As you exhale, allow the legs to come down halfway and pause, pushing your heels forward as you inhale. Lower your legs to 1 inch off the ground as you exhale, and inhale, lift the legs all the way up. Bend your knees, draw them into the chest, reach for the knees with your hands, and just rock from side to side. Massaging your back. So you can continue to massage your back in this way. If you'd like to do it along the length of your spine, you'll just come back to center, grab a hold of the backs of the thighs, and go up and down the length of your spine, chin tucking in as you go back to protect your neck. If you're going from side to side, roll over to the right. Make your way up to seated. If you're going back and forth, roll to seated and come into table pose. Coming up to the hands and the knees. Open those hands up nice and wide that your feet could fit in between the thumbs. Open your fingers as wide as they'll go and start to really grip with the pads of your fingers. Strong across the upper back. Crown of the head extends forward, tailbone reaching back behind you. Waiting for your inhale, send the right leg back and the left arm forward. Exhale, set the hand and the knee down. Inhale, left leg, right arm extend. Nice and slow, lower the limbs. Inhale to change sides. Exhale to lower down. Left leg, right arm. Exhale, lower. And continue. Try to go as slowly as your breath will allow you to go. Keep your hips level with one another. The next time your right leg extends and your left arm reaches, hold the pose. Pull the low belly up towards the spine. Slight tuck down with the tail. Looking straight down to the ground, just ahead of where those hands were, so that you're keeping your neck in line with your spine. Press your heel away from you. Take one more inhale, stretch the arm and the leg longer, lift them just a bit higher, set the hand down, set the knee down. Wait for the next in-breath to come, left leg, right arm, reach out. Turn that left big toe ever so slightly into the right, inwardly spiral that upper left thigh. Pulling that right shoulder gently back, away from the right ear. If you want more of a challenge, try working with your eyes closed. With your next inhale, stretch it out a little longer, lift the limbs even higher as you exhale, lower the hand, lower the knee. Inhale, drop the belly as you lift the tail and the chin. Exhale, draw the tail down, tuck the chin and round out the back. Inhaling back into cow. Exhaling up into cat, and continue a few rounds, waking up the spine even more. Keep gripping with those fingers, pushing the earth away. Last inhale, up into cow. Last exhale to round out into your cat. Bring your big toes to touch. Let your hips fall back to your heels and take it back into child's pose just for a few breaths. How wide apart do you want to take the knees? Where do you get a better release through the hips? Does it feel more comfortable if the arms are relaxed out in front of you, back alongside you, or do you need those hands to support your head? Allow those hips to sway from side to side a few times. And as your hips travel back to center, the arms begin to reach forward, pulling yourself up now to your hands and your knees. Bringing those hands forward just an inch or two, or if your hands are already at the top of the mat, just take the knees back slightly, tuck your toes, take it up into your first downward dog. And start to walk the heels up and down. Try to make sure that your feet are parallel to one another. Good, let's press each heel down one more time, and then try pressing both heels down at the same time. Let your hips just sway from side to side. And as your hips come back to center, keep your head relaxed here and inhale, rise high on the toes, hips lift up, push the chest way back and lower your heels back down. Inhale, high on the toes, hips lift up, push your chest way back, relax the head and lower the heels. Last time, inhale up on the toes, hips lift, push the chest back, press those heels down. Good, let's inhale up on the toes, bend the knees, look forward, and walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, come up to a flat back, look out in front of you, and exhale, fold over those legs. Inhale again, flat back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, and fold, hinging from the hips. Last time, inhale, look forward, heart moves forward away from navel. Take a gentle grip on those legs. Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Breathe. Toes are taking just as much weight as your heels. Head is heavy, let it hang. Release the grip. Walk your hands forward away from your feet here and let your hips come forward over your ankles. So shoulders are over wrists. Look down just ahead of those hands. Try to send the crown of your head forward, push down through your right foot. Inhale and lift your left leg up behind you. So keep lifting your chest up and away from the earth. Try to lengthen your body here. Crown of the head reaches forward, so you're not trying to fold over the leg, you're trying to lift yourself up away from the floor. Push out through that left heel, spread those left toes. Take another inhale, lift that left leg even higher. Lower the left foot now next to the right. Push into the left foot and inhale, lift the right leg all the way up. Push the heel away. Lift that chest up and away from the ground, rising to those fingerprints. Breathe. Draw the shoulders gently back away from the ears. One last inhale to lift the right leg higher, and exhale, lower the right leg down. Inhale, look forward to lengthen. Walk the hands back, plant your palms, step, walk, or hop back to the top of a push-up. Modifying if you need to by coming down to the knees, but they're quite a bit further back than they would be in table if you're taking the modification. Bring your shoulders forward over your first set of knuckles. Keep pressing down through the hands, lift through the low belly. Look forward as you inhale, lower shoulders and hips down as you exhale. Curl into your cobra, making sure your hands are back alongside the chest. Fingers are behind the shoulders before you curl up. Point your elbows back behind you. Can you lift those hands just an inch off the ground? Don't lift the feet, keep the feet heavy. Good. Now let the hands settle down. Pull yourself forward through those hands. Push into your palms, inhale a little bit higher, and then lower your chest, forehead down, tuck your toes. Inhale to the top of a push-up. Press back into your downward dog. On an inhale, the right leg lifts up slowly. Breathe. Try not to lift the right hip higher than the left. Keep the head relaxed, let it hang. Take another inhale, lift the right leg even higher, and then lower the right foot next to the left, and inhale, left leg lifts up. Flex the foot, spread the toes. Inhale the left leg even higher. Exhale, lower the left foot down. Now let's inhale, lift the right leg up again, and this time take a big step forward with that right foot. Now you're going to bring the left foot in a bit closer so you can plant it on a 45-degree angle, and when you're ready, inhale up into Virabhadrasana, Warrior One. So your hips are square to the top of your mat. Left foot is rooted flat. Pull that right hip back. Try to shift that left hip forward. Pressing down through that right big toe and inner right heel, allow your knee to move towards the baby toe edge of the foot, just subtly. Pull the shoulders down, keep the neck long. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your hands through to your heart. Begin to turn your chest to the left. Start to walk your left foot even further back, widening your stance. Now you've got a heel to arch alignment. Right toes are still pointing forward. Right knee is bent deeply over the right ankle. Take your arms out to a T and look down that straight right arm. And as you look down that right arm, try to reach back through those left fingers. Tailbone tucked, low belly drawn in. Try not to lean over your front leg. Allow the muscles of the upper arms to hug in a little tighter to the bone, and take one more inhale. Hands to heart center as you exhale. Walk your left foot in a bit closer to your right. Start to come onto the ball of that left foot, turning towards the top of your mat. Bring your hands to your hips. Allowing that right leg to get very rooted as we lift off that left foot. Flex the left foot, spread the toes, and start to hinge from your hips. Left leg lifts up as the chest comes down at the same time. Arms can be back like jet airplane wings, out to the sides for more balance. Arms can extend forward alongside the ears. Where is your edge today? Find it. Level out those hips. Taking one last deep breath in. Exhale, take a step back with that left foot and root it. Inhale, let your arms reach up. And then lower your hands to the floor and step back to your downward facing dog. And hold for a moment, observing the difference between that right leg and that left leg, the right hip and the left hip. And now we inhale, lift the left leg up. Big step forward with the left foot now. Same thing on the other side. So we're going to plant the right foot on a 45. When you're ready, take it up into your warrior one. Try to really square your hips. Pull that right hip forward. Shift that left hip back. Push into that left big toe, that inner left heel. Draw the shoulders down. Keep the neck long. Press that right leg as straight as you can, really rooting down through the whole outer edge of that right foot. Not so much, yeah. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. Turn your chest to the right as you walk that right foot back. So now we're taking quite a long stance, lining up left heel to right arch. Keep that left big toe turned in a little bit. Take your arms to a T. Start to turn your head to the left. Look down that straight left arm, past the tip of that left middle finger. Try to get that left shin straight up and down, perpendicular to the ground. Breathe deeply here, pushing half the weight back into that right foot and that right leg. Keep breathing, relax the shoulders down. Reach back through those right fingers just a bit. Focus on your breathing and take one more inhale. Bring your hands to your heart as you exhale. Walk your right foot in. Just a bit closer. Come on to the right toes, turning to face the top of your mat. Hands come to your hips. When you're ready, lift off that right foot, flex the right foot, and hinge slowly into your warrior three. And what variation did you take on the other side? Try to do the same thing with those arms. Find your edge. Keep that little squeeze between the shoulder blades. Focus the eyes. One more inhale. Step back with the right foot as you exhale, plant it. Inhale and the arms reach up. Exhale, bring your palms to the earth. Plant both palms. Step back to your downward facing dog. Stretch it out for a moment. Good, let's inhale, high up on the toes, soft knees as you look forward and let your feet come to your hands as you exhale. Inhale, halfway up, flat back. Exhale, fold, hinging from the hips. Inhale, circle the arms up, lift the chin, look up, palms come together, hands to the heart. Inhale, circle the arms up, looking forward, take a side bend to your right as you exhale. Inhale through center. And then over to the left. Inhale, come up and look up. Take that gentle back bend as you exhale. Inhale to the top, palms open, swan dive, all the way down. Look forward as you inhale. Fold gently over the legs as you exhale. Heel toeing your feet together. Big toes are touching. Bend your knees. How low can you sit your hips? Squeeze your thighs together. Keep your chest right where it is, and inhale, reach your arms straight forward. So you can either look down or straight ahead between the palms. We're in our half chair pose, sitting those hips nice and low. Squeeze those legs together. Pull the shoulders down away from the ears. One last deep breath in. Exhale, straighten the legs as you fold over them and hold here. Good. As you inhale, look forward, flat back. As you exhale, start to bend the knees, sit those hips low. Squeezing the legs together. When you're ready, inhale, reach your arms forward and then keep lifting them up. Try not to unbend the legs. Draw the tail down and look up. Maybe you can look up between the palms. Maybe you're looking up to a point on the ceiling. Try to get those arms as straight as possible. Good. On your next inhale, slowly straighten the legs, reach up, look up. Turn your palms out and just circle the arms down to your sides. Turn your palms open. Close the eyes for a moment. Good. With your hands on your hips, take a big step back with your left foot, preparing for triangle. So you want about one of your own leg's length between your two heels, heel to heel alignment. So the left foot starts slightly pigeon-toed. All we're going to do is slide the left heel ever so slightly back, arms to a T. Turn your head, look down that right arm, and start to reach out over your right leg. When you can't reach any further, tip into your triangle. Right arm comes down as the left arm slowly lifts up. Roll that left shoulder back. Roll that left hip back. Can you look up towards that left thumb? If it's hurting the neck, look out to the left or down to that right big toe. Try to keep the legs straight without locking them out. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, look down to your right big toe. Inhale, come all the way up, hands to the hips. Walk your left foot closer to your right foot. And now turn your left foot in 45 degrees and turn to face the top of your yoga mat. Now pull the right hip back, shift the left hip forward. Inhale, let that left arm float up. And as you exhale, begin to hinge from the hips, reaching forward as you come down. Let your left hand come down, maybe to the floor, maybe to your right ankle, maybe to your right shin. Try to keep reaching the crown of your head forward. Take your right arm out like a wing. Turn your head, look at your right thumb. And now slowly inhale, begin to lift that right arm up, pulling the right hip back, shifting that left hip forward as we revolve our triangle. Keep pushing into that right big toe. Try to keep that left foot on a 45 and really press the outer edge of that left foot down. So your left toes aren't pointing straight forward, they're turned out slightly. Take one more inhale, lift that right arm even higher. Exhale, the right arm comes down. Bring your left hand out a little bit so your hands are at a shoulder distance. Let's inhale, look forward and lengthen. Exhale and start to fold over the leg. Relax your head. Look at your left big toe. Pull the right hip back. Shift the left hip forward here and parsvottanasana. Breathe. Try to keep that left heel connected to the ground. Good, on your next inhale, come up to a flat back. As you exhale, bend your right knee, plant both your palms, and step both your feet back to a downward facing dog, and take a moment and stretch it out. Good, inhale high on the toes, soft knees look forward, exhale feet to hands. Inhale, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, circle the arms up and look up. Palms touch, hands to heart. Good, hands to the hips, take a step back with your right foot. Line up your heels, one leg's length between the 2 feet. So we start with that back foot on a slight pigeon toe and then just slide the heel back ever so slightly. Arms come out to a T. So we're in a wide stance as we start our triangle. Look down the left arm, start to reach over that left leg, tip into your triangle as the left hand comes down, the right hand comes up. Don't let your chest fall forward. Try to keep those shoulders stacked. Draw the left hip gently underneath you. Draw that right hip and that right shoulder back. Balance the weight evenly between your 2 feet. Keep breathing here, konasana. Take another full inhale. As you exhale, look down to your left big toe. Inhale, come all the way up. As you bring your hands to your hips, start to walk your right foot closer. Turn that right foot in, 45, and square your hips to the top of your yoga mat. So you're pulling the left hip back, you're shifting the right hip forward. Inhale, and that right arm reaches up. Hinging from your hips, begin to fold over the leg. Right hand can come to the floor, to the ankle, or even to the shin. Now take your left arm out to a T. Turn your head, look at your thumb, keeping your wrist in line with your shoulders. So bring that left hand forward if necessary. Inhale, start to lift the left arm up. Try to keep that left hip shifting back. Your hips should be square here with the top of your mat. Crown of the head extending forward. Tailbone extending back. One last inhale so you can lift the left arm even higher and then lower that left arm down. Hands shoulder distance if they're on the earth. Look forward as you inhale, folding over the leg as you exhale. Parsvottanasana, breathe. Relax your head, look at your right big toe. Keep pushing into that left big toe and inner left heel. Keep working to square your hips with the top of your mat. Good, as you inhale, just come up to a flat back. As you exhale, bend your left knee if necessary to plant both your palms and step back into a downward dog position for just a moment. Stretch it out. Good, take another deep breath in and exhale, take your knees to the ground and take it all the way back into child's pose. And relax the body. Breathe into those hips. Breathe into your low back. With your hands now on either side of your head, press down through the palms and come up into Vajrasana. And from Vajrasana, what hip do you normally roll over to come to seated? Take it to the other side, changing it up as you take the legs out. If you need a little lift underneath the seat, bring it into position. Join the soles of your feet together now, and just draw the heels towards you. Tipping that pelvis ever so slightly forward. Try to find that natural curve at the small of the back. You can hold the shins, the ankles, the feet. Lift through the crown of the head. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, leading with the heart, extending that chest forward as you fold. When you can't go any further with your chest, let your chin melt towards it as you relax your head. Try to press those knees gently down. Bringing the heart up and away from the navel as you inhale. Navel away from the pubic bone. Keep elongating your spine. And on your inhale, slowly come up. So all we're going to do is take those heels, slide them away from us. Create a diamond shape with the legs so that the distance from pubic bone to forehead is about the same distance from pubic bone to that center, the midpoint of the foot where the arch is. Shoulders stay back over the hips. Spine is long. Take a deep breath in. And again, leading with the heart, begin to come forward. The hands can slide down the legs here, maybe grabbing the ankles, maybe grabbing the toes. If your elbows touch the floor, the arms can even come under the legs, but you want your elbows touching, not up away. It's going to pull your legs away from the ground. You want to use those arms to pull your heart forward and then relax your head down. So if you've brought your arms under your legs, try to get your palms flush with your mat as well. Forearms parallel, pulling that chest forward. If you're holding the ankles or the toes, you're still pulling the chest forward. Feeling this more intently now around the outsides of the legs rather than through the inner thighs like we did when we had the heels close to us. Good, on your next inhale, lift the head and pause. If the arms are under the legs, release them, and then we inhale and come all the way up. Bring the knees up, send the legs out, separate them a little bit so you can give them a little shake. Relax. Beautiful. Coming off of any lift you may have had underneath the seat, heels up at the top of your mat. Flex the feet, extend the arms straight out in front of you. Lengthening through the crown, take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, start to slowly lower yourself down towards the ground. Nice and slow. How slow can you go? Maintain your breath through your nose. As your upper back starts to come down, start to send the arms up and back over the head. As the head comes down, point your toes forward, reach those fingers back, lengthen that whole body. Take another inhale. Exhale, bring the arms down to your sides, draw your knees into your chest. Take those knees really wide as you rock from side to side. And as you roll back to center, keeping those knees really wide, bring the arms to the inside edges of the legs and grab the front of your ankles or shins with your hands. Press your tailbone into the floor, draw the shoulders down away from the ears, and now point the soles of your feet up to the sky. Ankle over knee. You might be able to reach from the shin higher up the leg, but don't lift your tailbone off the floor just to grab your feet. Don't let your shoulders hike up around your ears. So you're in happy baby pose. The knees are bent. Soles of the feet pointing up to the sky. And now we use the strength of the arms to draw those knees down towards the ground on either side of the body. Try not to lift the tailbone. Don't lift the low back. Good. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, start to bring the soles of your feet together as you bend your knees. Now you're gonna lift your head up off the ground, reach right around for the outside edges of your feet with your hands and interlace your fingers here. Now bring your heels up away from your body, so you've got a little window there in between the legs. Keep your tailbone pressing, start to pull yourself through those legs. Draw that low belly towards your spine. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Imagine you could pull those feet right up over your head. Beautiful. Take one last inhale, and as you exhale, lower your head. Slide your hands up towards the knees. Bring your knees together and just rock side to side. As you roll back to center, arms come down to the sides, feet extend up to the ceiling. Option 1. Option 2, feet and arms can extend to the ceiling. Option 3, arms can come back to the sides, hips can pop up off the ground, and the legs can drop over the face, bringing your hands to your low back, preparing for your shoulder stand. So what is your body asking for? If for some reason shoulder stand isn't in the cards and you'd prefer to work in some other variation of an inversion, that is completely up to you. Once those pinky fingers, though, are on either side of the spine, the legs can float up to the ceiling. If you are moving into shoulder stand, do so safely. No risk of injury. Do not turn your head, keep it straight. Try to keep those feet just a bit relaxed. If you're doing legs up or legs and arms up, you can wiggle toes and fingers. You can rotate wrists and ankles if you like. If you're in shoulder stand, see if you can let your right leg fall over your face, but let your left toes reach in the opposite direction, like you're doing the splits. So you're not trying to get your right toes to touch the floor behind the head. You're actually trying to reach that left leg as far forward as possible. Scissor those legs. Inhale, center. Change sides. On an inhale, scissor the legs back together. Take a deep breath in, let your right leg come down over the face as you exhale. And inhale, the right leg comes up. And the left leg comes down as you exhale. Inhale the left leg up, and then lower both legs down. Come down into your plow. And if your toes have safely touched the ground there behind the back of the head, your palms can rest on the ground. Those of you that are doing legs up, bring your arms down to your sides. Press the heels to the ceiling. Keep flexing the feet and start to lower both legs with control. Pushing your heels forward as those legs descend. And once your heels touch down, you can separate the feet, turn the palms up, take a little break. Those of you in plow, hands can either rest on the low back or your palms can stay pressing into your yoga mat. Keeping your head on the ground, legs close to the face, start to lower one vertebra at a time back down to the ground. Nice and slow. Try not to let that head lift. Once your hips touch down, lower both legs with control, pushing your heels forward. And let's all move into bridge pose. So walk the feet towards the body. Separate the feet to a hip distance width, arms tight to the side still, press the low back flat, and when you're ready, inhale, take it up into Bandhasana. Try not to splay the knees. Try to keep the knee right over the ankle, thighs parallel, shins parallel, arms straight. So if you're able to, some of you may be clasping hands, But don't bend your elbows to clasp your hands, and don't let your wrist area pull away from the floor either. Try to keep both arms, the entire length of them, pressing down into the earth. If you have it within you to do a little more, inhale, draw your right knee into your chest, and exhale, send the sole of the foot up to the ceiling. If your hips change levels, let your right foot press into the floor still. Last deep breath in. If you've got the right leg up, bend the knee, set the foot down. Inhale, left knee into the chest. Exhale, left foot up to the sky. Take another deep breath in, and as you exhale, bend the knee, set the foot down. Inhale, come up onto your tiptoes. Send your arms to a T, and lower your back slowly down. Good, extend your legs out. Bring your ankles together. Bring your arms to your sides. And one at a time, you're gonna slide those arms underneath you as we prepare for Matsyasana, our fish pose. So you're trying to get thumb next to thumb. Squeeze your shoulder blades together now and try to wiggle those elbows right underneath you. So you've got your foot pointed, but your toes spreading a little bit. Inhale, come up onto those forearms. Push your chest up to the ceiling and start to relax your head slowly back, letting the top of your head make light contact now with your mat. And then press into the arms. Really lift that chest up. Crack open that heart. Open your throat. Beautiful. One last deep breath comes in. Exhale, let it go. And now inhale, lift the head just a little bit. Lower your back down slowly. Let your head come down. Let your arms release from underneath you. Walk the feet towards you. Draw the knees very gently into the chest. And just rock from side to side. Massaging your back. Rolling to center. Bring your knees together. Take your arms out to a T. So your hands are just a tiny bit lower than your shoulders, encouraging the shoulders down away from the ears. Take a deep breath in. Start to release your legs to the right as you turn your head to the left, and before your left shoulder lifts, set your feet down. Relax here. Try not to let your upper back pull away from your mat. And just breathe here. In through the nose and out through the nose. And after these few breaths, maybe the ability is there to take it a little further. Maybe you want to draw the knees a little closer to the chest or to the right arm. Maybe you want to add the weight of that right hand to the outside of that left knee or thigh. Maybe you want to slowly extend that left leg out straight or both legs out straight to the sides. This is your practice. Make this pose your own. Find the stretch that you need and breathe and soften and melt. Soften your face, relax your jaw. Let go of tension that you're holding within the body, within the mind. If you've straightened either one of your legs, start to rebend those knees. Press down through both your palms now. On an inhale, let your head and your knees come up and change sides as you exhale. Before your right shoulder lifts, set your feet gently down. Palms can face up or down. Before you rush to take it to that next place, try to relax right where you landed, right where you are today. Softening, relaxing, melting into the pose. Both shoulders heavy, both arms heavy on the earth. The entire upper back. So you're trying to let your hips turn to the left without changing the position of the upper body, the chest. That still faces the ceiling. So the body's had time to acclimatize, time to adjust, time to relax. Maybe you can draw the knees up a little closer to the chest. Maybe you want to add the weight of that left arm to that right leg. Maybe you want to straighten the right leg. Maybe you want to straighten both legs. What feels good today? What does your body need? What is it craving? What is it asking for? Be aware of your breath. Keep it there, the same. It's the constant of your practice. Don't let it go. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the nose. Be sure that your inhales are full and your exhales complete. If you've straightened either one of the legs, begin to rebend those knees, letting both palms press gently down to the ground as you flex the feet. Inhale to center, head and knees. Draw the knees to the chest. Start to wrap the arms around the legs. Drawing your forehead now up towards the knees. See if you can wrap those arms around even tighter and start to squeeze yourself into a tiny little ball. Take another deep breath in, and as you hold the breath, begin to squeeze face, scalp, neck, arms, whole torso, legs, toes, squeeze, 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 and release. As your head comes down, perhaps you're reaching for some extra clothing, maybe a blanket, maybe an eye pillow. What do you need for comfort? Try to have the body very symmetrical, so the right leg, left leg extended away on the same line, arms as well. The upper and lower halves of the body are the same. Just take a moment here to point your toes and flex your feet. Point your toes, flex your feet, point your toes, flex your feet, keep them flexed, push down through the heels. Inhale, lift your hips up, squeeze your buttocks, tight, 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 and relax the hips down. Relax the legs. Let your toes turn in and fall out, turn in and fall out, turn in, fall out. Relax those legs. Making gentle fists with the hands, wrapping the fingers around the thumbs. Extend the arms out straight. Lift those arms just an inch off the floor. Start to squeeze those hands, wrists, forearms, elbows, upper arms, shoulders. Squeeze, 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 and relax the arms down. Lifting your head just an inch, tuck the chin, and very gently, carefully lower your head back down to the ground and turn your head slowly to the right. and back up. Slowly to the left and back up. One more time, turn the head to the right and center and left and center. Tuck the chin, relax the head. Take your gaze now up to the space between the brows. And if the eyes become fatigued at any point with this drishti, know that you can always relax them and just gaze straight ahead at the back of the eyelid. Start to relax the breath. Allow it to become soft, natural once again. Allow your whole body to relax and grow very, very heavy. Just let yourself sink, soften, and melt. Take rest. Take rest. Reawakening the body, starting with the breath. Deepen and lengthen that breath. And then begin to move fingers and toes, wrists and ankles, turning that head very slowly from side to side. And as your head rolls back to center, begin to slide your legs together, stretching the arms over the head. Let's take a moment to stretch out the right side. So reaching the right fingers back, stretch those right toes forward, and relax that right side. And bring the stretch into the left side. Reach, extend, lengthen, relax. Both sides together now, fingers back, toes forward, lengthen, and relax. Circle the arms down. Draw your knees to your chest and just rock from side to side. Little massage for your back. And when you're ready, roll over onto your right side, relax into this fetal position, and take a few deep breaths. And notice how you feel. Thank yourself for this gift of yoga here at the start of your day, the start of your week. Allow its positive energy to stay with you through this week. Draw on it as you need it and share it with everyone around you. Press down through your left palm now, keeping the eyes closed. Make your way slowly up to seated. Bring your palms together, your hands at your heart. And just repeat after me. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. May I be well and at ease. And may I be filled with loving kindness. The divine light within me graciously, humbly honors that same divine light within you. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Happy Sunday.